Hi everybody, it's Kim George or Kimberly George. I'm Kim Likes to Color with the number 2 on Instagram. I'm also Snickerdoodling LLC on both Instagram and Facebook. And today we're going to do part 2 of coloring in this mandala. So I will be right back. I'm going to try to get a better camera angle for you guys so you're not watching me, just watching my hand. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're back and let's see how this works for us today. So what I'm going to do first is color in this section with the stripes, and we're going to do this with our purple, the same purple combo we had here, which is Lavender PC934. I almost said number 40. Those are my color numbers. Lilac, PC956. Parma Violet, which is PC1008. And then I have Imperial Violet, which is PC something. Let's see, PC1007. There you go. Oh, you can't see it there. 1007. It's in my little pencil holder. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit here and see if putting the camera at this angle works a lot better. So what we're going to do is start out with the lavender at the top. And I'm working on getting a better setup for you guys so there won't be, so it will detach the camera from the desk and then we won't get so much shake. But for now, I appreciate you bearing with me. Okay, let's see. And then this is the Parma Violet. I love this combo. And again, like everything else, like we did last time, we're going to anchor everything with this Imperial Violet, which is really pretty. It's kind of the star of the show on this page, I think. So now, if you remember, I'm going to start to burnish, going from the darkest back to lightest. Oops. Okay. Get my brush. Get all that pencil confetti, right? There we go. And get the very tip there. And lastly, we'll have the lavender at the top. Okay, and then one thing I'm going to do is take my Dioxazine purple hue, and I'm going to see if I can do this. We lost some of the blackness of these lines when I colored over them. So I'm going to take this Dioxazine purple hue and just kind of go over those lines like that, just so we get them back. Okay, so now I will speed up the video and color the rest of these, and then we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. The next thing I'm going to do is color these little humpy objects. I'm not sure what the exact term is for them, so if you have one, you'd like to suggest a term, let me know. I'm starting out with the same combo we used here, which is sky blue light, blue slate, and blue violet. And again, I'll just leave all these combos in the comments for y'all, so we don't have to worry about whether or not I'm blurring them in camera or not. So here we go, blue, sky blue light, and then blue slate, and finally Imperial violet. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that Imperial violet up here, give it a little bit of a shadow. Start to burnish again. Two-step burnishing. Instead of burnishing over multiple layers, I am lazy and I do it over 2 steps. Maybe that's the true Texas two-step burnishing. Ha ha. Okay. And do y'all like to two-step or country dance? Mr. George and I went country western dancing in the fall, and we learned the Fort Worth Shuffle, which is actually a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm going to stop here and then speed color the rest of these real quick for you guys. Okay, and we're back. The next thing we're going to color will be these little swirly guys right here. So let me zoom in for you. We're going to do this in the same green combo you see right here. It's this nice, pretty bright green. This is light green, true green, aquamarine, and then, surprise, Imperial violet. I know y'all are shocked by that. I think it's this aquamarine that really makes it pretty. Seems to add a little vibrancy to the color, don't you think? Okay, and finish that off here. So now, just like we did before, I want to get my Dioxazine purple and go over these lines just to re-emphasize them, because we kind of lost them, even this outline between the two, kind of lost that detail when we colored over it. Okay, so now I will speed up and color the other three. again. And the next thing we're going to do is take care of this space and these little rectangular spaces here. We're going to use Deco Pink, Hot Pink, Processed Red, and Imperial Violet. So let me zoom in for you guys. I hope this camera angle is working out a little better. I apologize that it's still shaking. I'll get that addressed. Okay, and again, the Imperial Violet right here at the bottom, and really get a nice smooth blend between that Processed Red and Imperial Violet. It gives it a really pretty purpley color. And then Hot Pink, I'm sorry, Deco Pink at the end. There you go. Okay, and then we'll do the same here. We'll start out, and actually I've got a little bit of purple, so if I can get that out of that space there. Okay, so we'll start out with Deco Pink, and I don't have a lot of room to work, so I'm overlapping quite a bit to get all 4 of my colors in there. This in Texas is what we call a crapshoot. All right. So you get the idea, and you can use that Deco Pink to kind of make it more blenderly. All right, so we've got a little more space here. Do the Hot Pink, Processed Red, Imperial Violet, and then when I'm blending this Processed Red, I'm coming all the way down, covering the entire Imperial Violet section, and to get a really pretty blend there. Okay, let me scoop this up. You ever wonder, like, the history of words? Like, who invented the word scoot? Where did that come from? A day in the mind of Kim. Okay, so here again, let's bring the pink all the way over the Imperial Violet. Make sure I'm using my brush to get rid of all those little extra speckles of color that I don't need on my page. Okay, and then 2 more. This is where having sharp pencils comes in handy. And I sharpened mine, and I might have dulled them a little bit, but that's okay. We'll just keep going. All right, and then this last section here, it's already got a little bit of purple stuff in there from this Imperial Violet here. I'm not going to worry about that too much. The clicking of the pencils you hear is me changing them out of my left hand. I hold all my pencils in my left hand, color with my right hand. I'm constantly switching out. Okay, so this is another place where I think it's a good idea for us to add a little bit of our dark outline again. So we can bring this outline now all the way down here, since we've colored all those sections. Maybe just draw it in there a little bit. But I think it makes it brings out that section a little bit more. It's not fading so much into all this purple. Helps to make it stand out just a little bit. We can also do this color here. There we go. I'm going to leave, I'll do these little lines here, but I'll leave this frame I'm going to color in black eventually. I hope y'all didn't just gasp at that, but that's the plan. So for now, anywhere that your colors are already intersecting where you've colored, feel free to go ahead and go over with your Dioxazine purple hue. And if we step back and look at that, you can see how much nicer that is with that outline. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on the next 3 sections, so I will be right back. Okay, we're back. And I don't know if y'all noticed, there were a couple of little sections like in here where I missed the blue so I corrected that. So if y'all saw that when I was coloring, I corrected those. Now we're gonna take care of this dot and this little flowery detail. So we're going back to our sky blue light, blue slate, and Imperial violet combo. These are real easy to take care of and pretty quick. And if you color them kind of round, gives them a little more of a spherical look. Okay, and then on this one, we're going to go blue. Where this gets tricky is, we get to the bottom here and all of this is basically Imperial violet, which is totally fine. We don't care about that. Okay, and I'm also going to do the same with this little element here. Make that the same combo. All right, so now that we've done that, we can take our Dioxazine blue and just gently outline that. Sometimes I get a little messy with my outline. If you have a really nice sharp point, that helps a lot. See if I can do this. Treading carefully here. Okay, there we go. And since there's only one other one of these on the page, I'll go ahead and color that live with you guys. Let's see here. If I can get that in the camera. There we go. Oh, and if you hear the clicking noise, that is Snickers coming into the bedroom to tell me it's time for dinner. Where is my food? Don't worry, he is well taken care of. He is not starving for food, y'all. Okay. It's funny, my husband kind of laughs every time I take a picture of the dog, and he's like, another picture of the dog. I have probably, I'm not exaggerating, 15,000 pictures on my phone, and a lot of those are my dog, but not 15,000. But I can't remember if I told y'all or not, I had a photography business for about 14 or 15 years, I can't remember. And so I take pictures everywhere I go, just on my phone, just things that inspire me and move me. And so I'm constantly taking pictures. And then I don't like to delete them because you never know when I'll need that picture again. So maybe I'm a digital image hoarder. Is that a category? Does that qualify for some sort of government help? I don't know, but that's me. Okay, but having that photography background has really lent itself well to my coloring because I know composition and color and, things like that. So try to teach those elements when I can. All right, there we go. Okay, so why don't we do these little not commas, they're like the teardrops. Okay, I had to stop the camera because I knocked it way out of place. So what we're gonna do is do these little teardrops here. I'm gonna do them in this same Aqua combination. So Aqua, and I'll knock them out 2 at a time. And then Aquamarine. And y'all, I am violating my own rule of coloring with my hand on a white piece of paper today. Tisk tisk, Kim. For shame. Okay, we'll bring some of that violet up to the side. Got a little more aquamarine on the page than I was hoping for. There we go. Good enough. That's all going to be colored in with background anyway. Okay, so there's 3 more sets, so I'll do those real quick and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Between the segment you just watched and now, a few days have actually passed, and I have engineered, I think, a solution for the shaking camera. So hopefully the rest of this video will be much better for you. So thanks for hanging in there with me. The first thing I'm going to do is we've got a couple of little odd shapes we're going to clean up real quick. So there's this guy up here, and for that we're going to use our green color combo with the light green, true green, aquamarine, and imperial violet. So let's get started and get that knocked out real quick. Make sure that my camera angle is good. I'm probably not supposed to say all these things to be a YouTuber. I'm probably supposed to, you know, not acknowledge that I'm not perfect. So that's okay. I never pretend to be perfect. All right, so again, I love this combo. There's that aquamarine that's so pretty. And then the imperial violet at the bottom. It's imperial, that means it's fancy. Okay, and again, just going light to dark, and then dark back to light. That guy looks really good. Since there's only one more, excuse me, I'm gonna go ahead and just color that real quick and not speed color it since it's just right here. And we'll just be quick about it. Hope y'all are having a really nice day today. It has been, I know I said in the last video it's been hot, but it's really been almost record heat here in Texas. I think today is 110. It's hot. Our AC bill, I'm afraid to see what it's going to look like, but that is what makes it tolerable to live here. Having air conditioning, so people that don't have central air in their homes, I'm just fascinated with that because I would die without it. All right, let me get that little bit right there. And not in a way that I'm spoiled, but I guess I'm just delicate. Okay, so now let's start working on, let's see how this looks now. So that's how our page is looking so far. So we're going to start working on the central panel here. So I'll start right up here with this little section. And actually, I think the first thing I'm going to do is color in here, right above the swirlies. We're going to use our blue combination. So again, it's our sky blue light, blue slate, and then imperial violet. And I know I'm being sloppy about showing all those colors, but y'all should know them by heart by now. Okay, so just drop this in here real quick. By the way, Snickers is sitting right behind my chair. So if you hear any dog noises, it's not me, it's him. Okay, so I colored in that section, so now I will speed color the rest for you real quick. That section's done now. If you did see the camera shake, that's because I knocked the stand that I have my cell phone light holder thing on, so that was me. Okay, so now what I want to do is start coloring in this little V right here, but the first thing we need to do is take care of this little hooky guy. So that is part of this shape here, and it hooks around the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and continue the violet purple. I'm sorry, I keep calling it violet purple. Imperial violet. I don't mean to disrespect the Imperial violet by calling it violet purple. All right, so go ahead and color that in real quick. Okay, so now let me see if I can pull up some of that I just got there. Okay. So now I'm going to use the same green combo on this little V area. So we'll start out light green. I'm going to carry it all the way down. So light green here. And then we'll pick up the true green just before it goes under this little edge. Okay, then we'll pick up the Aquamarine, and the angels start to sing. Aquamarine, it's so pretty. All right, and then lastly, Imperial Violet. Imperial Violet always gets the last word on this page, y'all. All right, and then we're just gonna go back up. And we'll carry the true green above that border. All right, that looks good. Okay, now it looks good for real. All right, so now I will go ahead and speed color the other side for you. Next up, we are going to start coloring in this section here, which I'm going to treat like a little bit of a background, and I'm going to use some of my gray pencils. I've got 20%, 30%, and 50% cool gray. And again, I'll leave all of these in the description for you. So I'm not going to go too dark in here, because I think if we go too dark in here, it will really, we'll lose like the purples if we go like with the 70% or 90% cool gray. So we're just gonna stick with the lighter grays, the lighter shade of gray, right? It's a song. I just aged myself. Anyway, so we'll just stick to these lighter grays. I might not even use the 50% gray at this point. I think I'm happy with how this 30% is looking. So I'm not really doing any blending. This is just straight coloring at this point. Yep, I think that's gonna work just fine. And I'm trying to be careful because if I get up against this Imperial Violet with this gray, it will smear or blend some of that purple over into my gray. So I'm trying to be careful there. Okay, now going back up here, same thing, just being careful. And you know, really, I guess most artists work from the background to the foreground when they're doing a painting or a drawing. And sometimes with me, it's an afterthought. Like, how am I gonna do this? And I tend to, excuse me, back myself into a color palette corner sometimes when I do that. And I think about, oh, I don't even know what colors I have left that I can use that would look good with this. So we're gonna go just kind of neutral with the grays. I might come back later and add more highlights on that. So I will speed color the other side and we'll be right back. Okay, so now what we're going to do is focus on this little perimeter thingy here. We're going to bring in these pinks again. So we'll just put down we're starting out with a Deco pink. Then we move to hot pink. Process red. And again, we're coloring all the way down to the line. And I will just take that Imperial Violet and just add a little bitty bit of a line there. Okay, and then back up, going back up to the top, and we're blending that Imperial Violet and Process Red. All right, back to hot pink. And lastly, the Deco pink, to sort of blend it out, blur it a little bit, give it some dreamy texture, not texture, dimension, you know what I mean. Okay, so now I will do the other side real quick. Let's take a look at how this is looking. I think it looks really good. So now what I'm going to do is kind of turn this to the side and zoom in. We're going to start working on, these little areas that look like tabs, or I don't know what to call it. We're going to use blues, and this will go pretty quick. And I'm going to do all of them at the same time. Like, you know, I think by now, if y'all watched me color, that I sort of like to treat some of these things like an assembly line, and that speeds it up a little bit. It makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something or knocking something out. Oops, I forgot the slate blue down here. add that real quick. See if y'all can see that okay. It's hard sometimes to remember to look up and check the camera to see what you guys are seeing. So we're all learning. Y'all are learning techniques. I'm learning YouTube video production stuff. Okay, I think that looks good. So what I'm going to do, this little ribbon here and also this outline here will be black. So I'm going to leave those and we will come back to those probably in part 3, but I'm not sure. We might do them today. At a minimum, what we can do is take our Dioxazine blue and outline, just like we did before, some of these areas here. I think that just makes it help stand out a little bit. It won't matter that we have stuff kind of colored in those little areas because, like I said, since it's going to be black, it'll just cover it all up. Not gonna worry about it. That's like my mantra, not gonna worry about it. Okay, all right, so I will go ahead and do the other side real quick for you guys. Okay, I have to hop back on here because I realized I did this whole middle section and thought I was recording and I wasn't. So I'm so sorry, you guys. What I did without you, I'm sorry, is I did this section in pinks and then I did this light blue section on the X and then this part of the flower. And then I took the green combo on this part of the flower here and then the aqua combo filling in these little spaces here and on these little half moon eyes. I'm so sorry. I thought it was recording, so I feel like a dunce. My apologies to you guys. I hope that helps. Feel free to do a screenshot if you need to see, but it's the same combos that we've been using. Again, I'll leave those in the description section. I did not mean to color without you. Okay. So I hope y'all have a good evening and we'll talk soon in a few weeks. Thanks. Bye now.